And then I'm like, sometimes, like, what am I doing?
He is being accused, allegedly, of cheating on Kourtney Kardashian with a woman his daughter's age, which is around 19 years old.
Kourtney Kardashian is reportedly spiraling right now, and nobody's really shocked about the reason. Travis Barker is being linked to a 19-year-old adult woman, and suddenly that whole soulmates forever, obsessed with each other storyline is looking real thin. And before anyone jumps in acting stunned, let's keep it honest. The internet didn't gasp, didn't clutch pearls, people mostly shrugged and kept scrolling like they've seen this movie before. A lot of people straight up said, "Are we surprised?" Because a 50-something rock star allegedly stepping out isn't some wild plot twist. It's a pattern people have been side-eyeing for years. This is the same man whose ex publicly warned everyone. The same man fans have been calling a serial cheater, and the same relationship many viewers felt was rushed, intense, and heavy on the love bombing from day one. From the non-stop PDA to the lightning-fast marriage, people were already questioning if this was passion or pressure. Some said it felt like a rebound on steroids wrapped in tattoos and Instagram aesthetics. And now with these rumors popping up, those early doubts are resurfacing fast and louder than ever. Now here we are, rumors flying, insiders claiming Kourtney is crashing out behind the scenes, and the vibe has completely shifted. Suddenly, all those old comments about how a baby doesn't make anyone stay are hitting way different now. Because this isn't just about cheating rumors, it's about expectations versus reality, and how many people clock this outcome way ahead of time. And let's be real, the question isn't even, did Travis cheat anymore? The real question is why anyone thought this story would end differently when the warning signs were always there, loud and clear.
Travis Barker does have a past with cheating on his significant others, so this does not come as a surprise to me personally.
So let's rewind for a second, because this rumor didn't just come out of nowhere. There's a very specific moment that kicked all of this off, and once you hear how it started, the reaction online makes a lot more sense. It all started with a blind item, and when people say blind, this one barely qualified. It was so specific it felt like it was screaming names without actually saying them. The post claimed that a reality star everyone knows was being cheated on by her partner with someone not much older than his daughter, and the internet didn't even need time to process it. Screenshots flew, group chats lit up, and people instantly knew exactly who the post was pointing at. The reaction wasn't shock either, it was more like confirmation. People weren't asking questions, they were connecting dots they'd already drawn years ago. And then this comment popped up, and I'm going to read it exactly how it was written because it set the tone for everything that followed. I don't agree with cheating, but please let it be bad, baby. That one sentence sent the timeline into chaos because it sounded less like disbelief and more like people bracing for mess they expected. And honestly, a lot of this circles back to something the internet has never let go of. Travis Barker allegedly wanted Kim Kardashian first, and that detail refuses to die online. He didn't just hint at it or let rumors run wild either. He literally wrote in his own book that he thought Kim was hot. And once that was out there, the dynamic changed forever.
Have you ever hooked up with Travis Barker?
No, I never have. Absolutely. That I do not mind you asking.
Okay.
I never have. And that really sucks that has gone on. But he dated Paris, and we were all friends, and we'd all like hang out. And when I was with Paris, we'd be on the road and go to like their tour in Amsterdam. And like, so I have been friends with him, but never like in that way, and never.
So when he ended up with Kourtney, people didn't see it as random or romantic fate. A lot of fans felt like it was adjacent. Same family, same circles, same access. Whispers started early that Kourtney was the closest option that still kept him tied into that world. And whether people want to admit it or not, that narrative stuck. Uncomfortable? Absolutely. But a stretch? Not really when you look at the history. And speaking of history, let's talk patterns, because Travis Barker cheating isn't some fresh rumor made up for clicks. This has followed him for years, and he's openly talked about it himself. In his 2015 memoir, he admitted to infidelity in multiple relationships and straight up said he cheated during his marriage to Shayna Moakler, fully owning that he was the problem. That's why this blind item hit differently for so many people, because it didn't feel random. It felt familiar. When patterns repeat, people stop being surprised and start asking how long it was only a matter of time. And once that blind item resurfaced alongside his past admissions, the internet didn't just speculate, it remembered. Which is exactly why this rumor caught fire so fast and refused to die down. Shanna allegedly ended things after finding messages he was sending back and forth with other women, and not just one or two either. According to Travis's own book, this was happening with multiple women at the same time, which already tells you a lot. This wasn't a slip-up, it was a pattern playing out right in front of everyone. Within that same year, he also admitted to cheating during his first marriage to Melissa Kennedy, which only added more weight to what people were already saying. Even stories from his bachelor party raised eyebrows because the way it was described made it clear commitment wasn't exactly his strong suit, even back then. The signs were loud, people just didn't want to hear them. So when people say he's always been like this, they're not exaggerating for drama. They're literally reading the receipts he handed out himself. He told these stories in his own words, which makes it harder to brush off now that new rumors are popping up. And that brings us back to Kourtney, because something people have pointed out for a long time is how over the top their relationship feels. The constant PDA, the non-stop touching, the need to always be seen as completely obsessed with each other. Every appearance turns into a performance of affection. The public reminders of how in love they are never stop either. And some of you have been saying for a while that it feels less like happiness and more like insecurity wrapped in matching outfits. That's when Reddit really got involved and started pulling the relationship apart piece by piece. Now, people aren't just talking about cheating anymore, they're talking about Travis, addiction, and how that might connect to everything we've been watching play out. One thread straight up said, they could see Travis cheating and then turning around and trying to rewrite the situation in his favor, and those theories didn't stop there. Some users speculated that he could deflect blame by pointing to postpartum changes, saying things like he's struggling to see her that way right now, or framing himself as overwhelmed by her being a mom. The wild part is how the theories still position him as the victim, and if you've watched this family long enough, you already know why that idea stuck. And once those conversations started, they didn't slow down. They got louder, deeper, and way more uncomfortable. One person said they think that's exactly why she's constantly around him, because she doesn't fully trust him anymore. And that's also why she's mostly seen with Rocky now, instead of rotating time evenly the way she used to with all of her kids. The idea is that she's keeping herself anchored in one place close to him all the time. Another person added that maybe the non-stop talk about breastfeeding and being needed isn't just oversharing. They said it could be a socially acceptable reason to never leave his side, a way of saying, I have to be here without actually saying, I don't trust my husband. Once that theory was said out loud, people said they couldn't unsee it anymore. That's when comparisons started flying fast. People began lining up how Kourtney looks now versus how she looked after having Mason, Penelope, and Rain. Back then, people said she seemed calmer, more grounded, like she had her own rhythm and space to breathe. Now, critics say she looks glued, constantly present, constantly needed, constantly attached. Not in a romantic fairy tale way, but in a tense, watchful way that feels heavy instead of light. And yes, someone did push back and said maybe the older kids just don't need her as much anymore, which is a fair point. Kids grow up, dynamics change, and parenting doesn't stay the same forever. But a lot of people weren't buying that explanation at all. They said this doesn't feel like a natural evolution, it feels like survival mode. One comment even said it feels familiar, like Scott all over again. Except Travis is better at hiding things and polishing the image. That comparison alone set off another wave of debate. And here's the thing that really matters. None of this is confirmed. These are theories, opinions, and internet conversations, not facts. But they didn't come out of nowhere either. They came from years of watching patterns repeat, relationships implode, and Kourtney slowly disappear into whoever she's with. And what made this hit harder for people is that Kourtney herself may have said the quiet part out loud not that long ago, without even realizing it. Which brings us to the moment that made a lot of viewers stop and rewind, because suddenly the dots didn't feel so far apart anymore. Kourtney actually admitted that her marriage to Travis isn't all rainbows and tongue kissing on the Kardashians, and that moment made a lot of people pause. She straight up said it takes a lot of balancing to make it work because they are not the same person at all. Travis is go, 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 impulsive, always needing movement, noise, and action, while Kourtney has always been the opposite. She said herself that she likes staying home, being in her bubble, moving slow, and protecting her peace. So when she said that out loud, a lot of viewers were like, okay, the signs were already there. We just weren't paying attention because the constant PDA was masking everything underneath. And then another situation popped up that people really didn't like. Travis started getting dragged online after liking some very thirst-heavy photos of his son Landon's girlfriend. People immediately said, hold on, because why are you even there in the first place? That detail alone made a lot of people uncomfortable and reopened conversations that never fully went away. One comment summed it up perfectly, saying this makes them believe Travis may still be moving the same way as before, just better at hiding it now. And that's really why so many people believed this rumor so fast. It wasn't random, it wasn't out of nowhere, it felt like a pattern resurfacing. Because either Travis is doing exactly what people warned he would always do, or Kourtney is once again trying to hold together something that was never as solid as it looked on the outside. And that's the part that makes this story uncomfortable, not just messy. So now I want to hear from you. Do you believe these rumors? Do you think Travis ever really changed? Or do you think Kourtney saw the cracks early and stayed anyway? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, share this video, and comment your take. And don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss what comes next. I'll see you on the next one.